Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm fine. You?
Good, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for joining me today. It's such a pleasure to have you on the show. It's really cool.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
No worries. So, you are one of the new Disney stars, thanks to your role in High School Musical, the series.
it,
It's a lot of practice to say it out loud, especially when,
it it definitely takes some work if you haven't said it a few times.
yeah. So, how do you feel about the fact that you have joined a network, a company, which has launched, the career of our generation biggest artists like
Mhm.
Miley Cyrus, Zac Efron, Selena Gomez, Demi Lovato, and the list is way longer. So, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I've been a Disney fan literally my entire life. My mom has always been a big Disney geek, and so growing up, I was always like kind of a huge Disney fan. Uh, so getting to now like work with Disney A is like a dream come true because they're such an amazing company, and everybody that works with them and for them are all such amazing people. And I couldn't feel more blessed and luckier to be a part of the company. But even more so, just like it is a family, like it's a Disney family. I know, like all the time, people are like, "Oh, you're in the Disney family," and it's like until you kind of get to that point, you don't realize that it truly is a family. Like everybody you work with at Disney and everyone, there are such great people, and they really do become a family, and they push for you and work hard for you and love you. And I think that's why there's been so many careers launched out of Disney because they really care about
Yeah.
their talent.
And are you hoping of, following their path, or are you maybe too afraid of the disadvantages that come with fame?
Right. I think it's just at the end of the day, I don't look at things, like I want to be famous. I want to, be like this person. I want to be my own personal, story and create my own story. And, wherever, that takes me, that's amazing. I love the path that I'm on right now and couldn't be happier. Um, but yeah, at the end of the day, I want to make awesome content that makes people smile or laugh, or if it's something scary, makes people scared, or just
Yeah,
whatever. Like gives people those feelings. That's what I'm here to do. Is just give something to the people that they can go away from their work day or school or whatever and just like relax and like have their mind out of the world for a second and get to just enjoy what we make.
yeah. And aren't you afraid to have that Disney image stick to you, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, no, I honestly, I'm not. I know there's a lot of people that are, that say, oh, there's a lot of people who will say that Disney image is either not a good thing or whatever, which I don't believe so. I think Disney's such an amazing company,
Yeah,
and they've launched so much amazing stuff, and they're such a um, worldwide like global company that just cares about everything. They have such care about everything that's going on in the world, everything that's going on just everywhere. So I'm not afraid of being attached to Disney. I love Disney. Disney loves everyone, so I'll work for Disney as long as they want me to work for them.
yeah. Jason Earth told me the same back in December, and I think it's like he's like a coach on the show, and
Yeah.
he told me that you guys, as young actors, were being well prepared for mediatization.
Mhm.
So, how are you feeling about that today? Are you feeling well surrounded, well prepared?
Yeah, that's the awesome thing is, we get plenty of time to get to kind of work on different aspects of what we do, and the awesome thing is, with our job, like we get to make this amazing, show that people, get to watch and hopefully people enjoy. But with that, it comes the media stuff where, I get to do stuff like this and meet people like you and have awesome, talks and chats and get to know new people, and it's super fun. And that's kind of the great thing. That's something else. Disney put us through through like a kind of media training thing a while ago that was just kind of like getting us ready for the next steps of any kind of interviews or any kind of talks with anyone or any kind of press outlets or anything like that, and they really help us get ready for that stuff, and it's amazing, and I do feel so prepared and just so comfortable with everything, and I love getting to do chats and talks and interviews and stuff.
So you are receiving a lot of good comments of love about the fandom of the show. What's helping you to stay who you are and not starting to be some selfish, I want to say,
Of
person?
course. Of course, I think a big thing is I have a very stable kind of like a home base with my family and where I
Yeah,
was raised, and that's one thing my family is like: stay humble, stay humble, stay humble. And it's at the end of the day, I don't as I said before, I don't really look at it as like, oh, I'm part of a famous TV show, or like some people will ask me like, I've had people before where like I've had some people that are fans of the show come up to me and ask for a picture or something, and then some other random person will come up and be like, "Who are you? Are you famous?" And I'm like, I don't. I mean, I guess that's relative to what you want to ask, but yeah, I mean, I just love doing what I do and giving people an outlet to just chill and relax and have some enjoyment outside of their stressful lives. So yeah, I mean, if that's what people want to consider as fame or not, then that's great. But I don't sit and consider myself like a famous celebrity.
so that's what is helping you to stay humble. It's not consider you like someone famous.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people will start to get in their heads about, like, oh, well, if somebody's a part of a really popular show, they'll start to get a little bit in their heads about people come up to you a lot more often, and people,
Yeah,
recognize you a lot more often, and know who you are. And I think that sometimes that gets to people's heads, and I can understand why people might do that. But for me personally, that's something that's very important to me, is just stay humble. And also just like, I'm a normal person, just like anybody else. Like, I'm no different than anybody else. I'm a normal dude. And I love meeting people so much. And it makes me so happy when people come up and say that they love the show, or they love, whatever that they've seen me in. So yeah, but I think it's just a matter of staying grounded and staying
yeah.
humble, and having those people surrounding you that also sometimes will be like, hey, dude, stay humble, all right?
Of course. So, season one of the show was all about your characters preparing the musical of High School Musical. But now that the musical happened, what can we expect for season two? Will it still be related somehow to the movies, or will it be a completely different story?
Yeah, so what's awesome is we I can't give too much away about season two, so I'm going to be careful with this.
Yeah.
But what's awesome is we definitely loved getting to kind of have our nods to the original films in the first one. But what's awesome in the second one is we are doing another show, and it's the next semester, and we're doing Beauty and the Beast. And I can't say who's playing who, but I can say we're doing Beauty and the Beast for our next show. So there will be, all of the same drama with the casting and with the rehearsals and all that. And it's, just everything that kind of happened in season one, but in a new way, with
Okay.
new friendships, new relationships, new music, new numbers, new everything. And season two is just, I mean, season one, we were all so proud of, and it's we love so much, and we hope other people love it. But uh season two is the next step. It's we've been lucky enough to see a few things from season two, and it's really good. It's really good. I think people are gonna really, really love it. It's just, it kind of took everything that season one was and just like ramped it up to the next level.
Yeah. And can we expect some, cameo from High School Musical cast members in season two?
I don't know. I can't. I don't think I can say that. So we'll see. I can say there are some new characters, some announced and some not announced, in season two. So I'll just leave it at that, so I don't get in trouble.
And does the involvement, of not the original cast members, but the cast members of the movies was stressing for you because they kind of build the this iconic trilogy from which the
Yeah.
series derives.
Yeah, and that's I know that was one thing. We've had the pleasure of meeting a few of the different original cast members, and it was before our show came out. We were all kind of, I mean, we were so happy with it and so proud of it, and really, thought people would love it. But it was definitely still a little bit of some nerves that were going, because it was
Yeah,
such an iconic like trilogy of movies.
yeah,
Um, that it was like a really big name to carry, and we just didn't want to do anything to disrespect the movies, or have things be taken the wrong way or anything like that. And that's what's, I think, so amazing about our show is, yes, we carry the name High School Musical, but it's High School Musical, the musical, the series. So yes, it is like High School Musical, but it's a very new way. And even though we do make our little nods to the original movies, it is its own entity and its own thing, and it can be totally separated from the movies as well.
yeah, sure. Okay, so here comes my favorite question. I'm asking this one to all my guests because they are always like, and it's so funny. So
Okay.
in your life, you have already did a couple of interviews due to your work, but if you could be a journalist and interview yourself, what question would you ask to yourself? Something you
Ooh,
really want to share with people. See, that's the face.
that's such a good question. I love that. I've never been asked that. Um, I think honestly, I think, and this might be a generic question, but I love this question because I love getting to answer this question. And I think it's, what is it about what you do that you love, and like, what is it about acting that you love? And if I can answer that, I think for me, what I love so much about it is just, you get to meet so many new people, whether that's people you work with, people meet just through events, or different things you've worked on, or it's people that are fans of the shows you work on, or films you work on, or whatever, and just getting to meet those people, and uh, you know chat with them. It's such a great networking kind of like industry, where you get to meet so many amazing people, and I'm super social. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. So that, and then also just, it's very fun to get to kind of have a new story on every project you work on. You get to
Yeah,
take on this new character and this new story, and it's really fun getting to create this world that is something that somebody wrote down on a piece of paper and was like, this could be a cool idea, and then now you're filming it, and then you see it come out, and it's this whole world and this whole person and being. And I think it's very fun to also, just as I've said a couple of times, I very much stick to this, is getting to drop things that take people out of their everyday lives, and just let them relax and enjoy some entertainment for a little bit.
it's time for the last question, but it's not me who's going to ask it. This is a new concept I've been developing to make my audience feel more involved in the show. So a few days ago, I did a contest and I picked up by random selection a lucky winner who was going to join us and ask you a question.
Ooh.
So her name is Charisma. Charisma. I'm not sure how to say her name, so I'm gonna let her in.
Hi,
Hi.
Hello.
I really love this show, and this year I started these Monday motivations that I post for my family, friends, and followers. One of the topics that was brought up was looking on the bright side of things even during the worst times. So, my question to you is, what are some things that you've learned through the pandemic that has either helped you to become a better person, or basically, what positive things did you take away from the pandemic?
That's a fantastic question, and I think the pandemic, there was obviously the pandemic, and then so much has changed as well, kind of in the last year. And it's been such a great time to kind of learn through it, even though that's kind of weird to say, like a pandemic's a good time to learn. But there is a lot of positive that you can take out of it. And it's, I think a huge thing is just, I've learned to be kind of more aware as to what's going on. I've a lot of times been very kind of like tone deaf to what's going on in the world, and I've always kind of just like not paid attention to the news or not paid attention to anything that's just like current world or world events in general. And I think that's something that I've definitely tried to get better at and learn more, is just like being more aware of what's going on is such an amazing thing, because it's awesome to be more aware to everything that's going on, because you can help. Like, so many people can help that, and they don't know that they can, and it's understandable. Like, before I was like looking into things and like researching things, I didn't know that there were so many different ways that I can help. So many different things that are happening in our world, and I think that's such an amazing thing. Is you don't have to, and I don't mean help like not only financially, but just like having your voice and putting your word out there. Like, there's so many different ways that you can help. That's not. I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't have money to help. And like, you don't have to financially help. You can help in so many different ways. And also, I've learned to try to look at things in a more positive light. And that's something actually Joshua, my buddy Joshua Bassett, who's also on the show, him and I have talked about quite a lot, is the fact that it's so easy to look at situations and things in life, when things that you try to plan don't go quite to plan. It's so easy to just get upset at that and get frustrated at that and let it ruin your whole plan or your whole day or your whole trip, whatever it is. But when something doesn't go as planned, change course, make a adventure out of it and have fun with it, and like, you will enjoy that trip so much more. I've personally had plenty of times that I've had things happen to me that I'm a very scheduled person. I like having like a scheduled plan, and I've had a few things happen where it didn't go to plan, and I would just get really frustrated and be like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I've learned now, I've had it happen, and now it's just like, okay, that didn't happen, but we're going to let whatever is happening happen, and we're going to make an adventure out of it and make a story out of it and have a good time. And I think just finding the positive in every situation is something that's very very good to look at, because there is a positive in every situation. There is a way to look at the positives, and I think that's a very, very important thing.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. It was great meeting you.
Bye.
Thank you for the question.
That is fun. This is the second time I'm doing this, bringing a fan in the show.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And this is so fun. Have you ever met some fans online, like online conventions before?
Yeah, there's been a few different times that I've like, there was one thing I did not too long ago where it was kind of very similar. Like, some people got selected and got to come on, and like, I joined a Zoom call with like, I think it was like 15 different people, and it was so much fun just like getting to talk to all them, and like they had a bunch of questions, and then they wanted to know a bunch of stuff about the show, and then it was a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of stuff, and it was really fun. So
yeah, it's so great. I agree.